Hey everybody, today is June 21st. Happy Friday here as we enter into summer. This is Joshua Phillips here with Churchill Mortgage, coming to you with another market update. Unfortunately, I was out of town last week and wasn't able to provide an update. But my goal in providing these updates is to give you some solid economic information. And if you do watch these videos over time, I think you'll have a better understanding of what's happening in the economy and related to specifically mortgage rates. So let's jump into this chart here. So if you're new to these charts, these are mortgage-backed security charts where mortgage rates derive their values, and this is something called Japanese candlesticks. All you really need to know as you look at these is that red is bad, green is good, and the higher the security price, the better mortgage rates are doing. Now, this chart is a 6-month chart, and it says a lot about where we are. As I've talked about, rates kind of improved last year up until January 1st, and then we've kind of been in a decline, and we got worse, kind of saw our worst levels back in April, as you can see. But now we've kind of moved, I always think about that Bon Jovi, we're halfway there, living on a prayer. We have seen mortgage rates improve some, and we're just kind of sitting right there in the middle of the range. Rates really haven't changed more than about 0.5% up and down this year. It's just frankly been kind of boring. Unfortunately, these market updates are not too exciting here. If we do go into a 3-month chart, I'm going to take a look at that real quick. And by the way, I love these nerdy charts here. The one thing I want to point out is that there's these things called resistance levels. You can see here where we've kind of bumped up against, for the last 2 months plus, we've bumped up against this certain level here where we can't seem to quite break through, and that's an important level to pay attention to. Now, in terms of, we've always said, since I've started doing these market updates, the most important thing is inflation, where the Fed wants to see the inflation number come down to 2% before they start cutting the Fed fund rate, which should lead to mortgage rates improving. Now, we had a lot of information come out last week. We had a consumer pricing index, CPI. We had a producer pricing index, PPI. Those were actually both pretty friendly toward improving inflation situation in our country. However, the Fed did make announcements on Wednesday. They didn't do anything, but Chairman Powell did come out and lowered expectations. Back at the beginning of the year, they were talking about 6 Fed cuts this year. Then recently, they've talked about 3 Fed cuts. Well, last week he said, probably 1 Fed cut. There may not be any Fed cuts this year. So expect, we are just kind of in the mud. I think we are in for just really slow, hopefully slow improvements, not a lot of volatility. Customers keep talking to me about the election, and oh my gosh, I have no clue who's going to win or how that's going to affect mortgage rates, but that's just obviously one of those wild cards hanging out there. So anyway, I'll take it. We have seen mortgage rates improve a little bit over the last 2 weeks. We're seeing less volatility. We're kind of steady. I think over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, we've seen very slow improvement. Rates are probably maybe a quarter better than they were 6, 8 weeks ago. But I'll take it. That's a good thing. Better than rates going higher. So anyway, listen, if you have specific questions about your situation and interest rate, or you want to discuss getting pre-approved, I do include a link for an application in the email I send out. Feel free to do that. Would love to help any way I can. Have a great weekend, especially if you're out there looking at homes. Take care. Bye-bye.